Good morning, my trippy hippies. Good morning. It is Tammy coming to you live today from my office. Welcome to another Sunday sermon where we dive deep into life's challenges and come out on the other side with a little bit more peace, love, and understanding. Today, we're going to explore a topic that I think many of us struggle with. But as you jump on here today, I want you to say hello, tell me where you're watching from, all of that fun stuff. I know it is Memorial Day weekend, but as you jump on here, please say hello and drop us a grateful fed in the comments. I'm a few minutes behind schedule. I said 10 o'clock, but as y'all know, I have been trying to be more succinct and clear in my messaging so that I'm not rambling and all of those things that I tend to do. So I was printing off Sunday sermon this week, again, a little bit more prepared every week. Um, and the printer wanted to act up. And so my expectation was that I was here early today and then I would be on exactly on time. I started printing this at like 9:44. But again, Tammy plans and God laughs. So I do have our Sunday sermon on here today, but we're going to talk about a thing we all struggle with today. That is letting go of expectations around what something is supposed to be. And we're going to talk about that. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. Elizabeth Clark is here this morning from Crew, Virginia. Christine Bates is here, as well as Norma Jean from Abilene over in YouTube. Please be like these amazing people and do what the thing says below. Say hello, tell us where you're watching from, and then drop us a grateful fed in the comments. Norma Jean did hers all at one fell swoop. I love that so very much. Thank y'all so much. Make sure you are tagging your friends, all of those things. This is a lot more fun with friends. Um, I have tissues today. I'm prepared because I have been a crybaby mess for the last couple of weeks. But that's what it is. It's the expectation that I should be fine, everything should be fine, and letting go of that expectation and allowing myself to just be. So I am live, and I'm going to kind of do a little preface before I get into our live this morning. I am live today on my personal page. In our new Heart of Virginia Hydro page. So, hello, all of our growers over there. Hello to our affiliate growers. Hello to the Grateful Fed Catering Company folks. Hello to the Sugar Magnolia people. Hello to the Great Hometown Hippie folks. And hello to the community over on YouTube. We are live in 5 different places right now. Tell us where you're watching from. Like, I know where in the world you're watching from, like Abilene or Crew or Pamplin or wherever you may be in the world. But what location are you watching us from virtually? Are you on my personal page? Are you in the Heart of Virginia Hydro group? Are you a Grateful Fed watcher? Are you a Hometown Hippie watcher? Are you a YouTube watcher? Let us know in the comments. This is way, way, way more fun with friends. Than it is without it, than it is just me talking all by myself. So the way that today's messaging works, again, it's our Sunday sermon where we dive into life's challenges, and we hope to come out on the other side with a little bit more peace, love, and understanding, giving ourselves some grace. And I just started doing these Sunday sermons about 4 years ago now with my Pure Romance business. I had a company, a little MLM, a little home-based business from Pure Romance, selling all of those women's empowerment items. And I did a Sunday sermon live over there on the all female page. It was like a lot of feminine empowerment, a lot of go girls, right? Girl power talk, a little girl power talk. And then it kind of translated into our Hometown Hippie, and it moved from like a coffee chat to a Sunday sermon in this format today. I know there's a lot of people out of town today, people hitting the water, the lake, the beaches, all of that. I'm hoping that folks will join us today. It looks like it's a little bit of a light crowd this morning, as per than has been in the past. We've had lots of people watching before. We're down to one person watching today, but the universe always says that it doesn't matter. If it's one person or 100 people, I have to commit to the process and detach from the outcome. So here we are today. Um, so we are going to talk today about letting go of expectations. I used to call this fantasy versus reality, and but now it's really about expectation and what we think should be this that we should on ourselves all the time. So I want to start by sharing something personal with you all. This week I had a revelation about my own expectations, right? I had a big revelation about that. As many of you know, if you're watching this, I really do pour my heart and soul into my businesses. It is the thing in which I have um, it is the thing that I've created that I'm probably one of the most proudest of, it's what I have created from scratch, right? It's the thing that I have built. Um, I've poured my heart and soul into those things, right? And I've always had this expectation, right? That the other people, whether it be coworkers, family members, friend, whatever, whoever's involved in the hometown hippie, the Grateful Fed, all of those things, I have always had this expectation that others should love and treat my businesses the same way that I do. But um, time and time again, I have found myself heartbroken lately, especially especially by what I thought. Like, I have been in this having a little pity party for myself, and I was like, especially with the people who have broken my heart, I'm like, I really didn't expect those people to break my heart, right? Some things have occurred in the last couple of weeks from people very, very close to me, and nothing. It's really, truly not a single solitary thing any of them have done at all. Like, I wanted to pretend that it was. I wanted to pretend to be the victim in this and to pretend, there's a song that I listen to all the time. It's called Season of the Stick. I've gotten kind of stuck in my head. And it says, the chorus has a line that it says, it's half my fault because I just like to play the victim, right? And I have been doing some soul searching, some journaling, some all the things to realize that, in this moment of my pity party, I was like, I felt myself heartbroken. It felt like they didn't care as much, didn't invest as much, and it hurt. It hurt a lot, right? When I hear things, um, that I say this all the time. Like, I get dressed in the mornings, and you see my earrings. I usually have these earrings in. Most of the time, I'm wearing these earrings. They are quartz. They're for a reason. And I say when I put my earrings on, and as I get dressed in the mornings, I put my jewelry on, and my jewelry is kind of part of my spiritual practice. And as I'm getting ready in the morning with my affirmations, because I do my meditations in the evening, my affirmations, I asked, like, when I put this ring on, this is my mom's ring. This is what I say. I was like, I ask for my guardian angels, my ancestors, my spirit team, like my ancestral, like family, like the things that are coming with me. I'm like, I'm asking for you to be with me today, right? To lead me, to keep, this is my heart line, right? To keep me in check, to keep me straight. I ask for these to protect me, that I should hear the things that are to my highest and best, the things that are meant for me to hear. It's also, your ears are connected to your throat chakra. So I say I should hear the things that I should hear and make me be able to say the things that's the highest and best that I should speak out. And then these bracelets, this is Adventurine. So this is for abundance. This is a Metatron's bracelet, and fused with a Metatron knowledge. And then this is hearts. And I say, let me go into the world today and have abundance, knowledge, and lead with my heart. So the heart's always on the outside, to lead with my heart. And, in this moment this week of something I didn't expect to happen, did not expect to hear. And in our journal, I'm like, why did I hear that? That was not meant for me to hear. I am inside my head about this thing that I heard, and I'm not going to share. I'm sorry, I'm not going to share the thing that I heard because it's neither here nor there. I'm going to share a story about that as well. But what I realized, here's the kicker, right? And all of that, and all the things I just said, whenever I have been heartbroken about the expectation, like not getting what I expected, right? I realized that I was the one breaking my own heart. I was gripping onto these unrealistic expectations of others. And so last week's sermon was about positive thinking and gratitude and noticing the things, right? That you, like seeing the good in all the things, right? Being able to see the positive side of it. These all go hand in hand, right? Because when we feel that we are let down, those are those lower vibratory feelings of expectations of, neglect, not feeling like someone's taking care of you, that someone has caused a hurt to you, the expectation of maybe you took a new job and you expected it to be this wonderful thing, having these expectations, right? And so the problem with expectations, right? Have you ever heard the phrase, stop expecting you from others? Anybody out there ever heard that? Like, I've probably said it to y'all before if you're on the live, right? Can I get a whoop whoop if you're in the room just because it looks like a little stagnant over here and Facebook might be hiding us? I am releasing the expectation that we would have 10 to 15 people watching today on this Sunday morning. I was like, oh, it's Memorial Day weekend. The universe has kicked me in the rear to go do this, even though I was going to take the day off. There's going to be 20 people on live because you've been pushed. This is something that's been sitting with you all week, that you've been working through all week. The expectation. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, 2 weeks ago, probably 2 weeks from now, because it's a work in progress, maybe even a little bit today, right? Thank you, Elizabeth. I love you so much. The expectation of, and this is where, you work through these things. And this is very real for y'all. This is very raw. It is like, I asked the universe, I kind of have one of those Lieutenant Dan moments, right? And from Forrest Gump, that I say, I get up every day and I work really hard to be of service to the universe, to the people of my community. And then I say, but nobody's showing up. They're not here for me. All these great ideas that I have, universe, all these great things I have, God. And you told me to keep putting it out there and to keep pushing forward and to keep working hard. And you do. And then I'm like, but nobody's showing up for it. So I'm expecting people to show up and they're not there. So why do I keep pushing forward? And then you were just detached from the outcome, commit to the process. And I was like, but it's hard. It's like, detach from the outcome, commit to the process. Detaching from the outcome is giving up the expectation. Let go of the expectation. Do things out of the doing of the joy of the doing of. It's the doing of, not the what you get out of it, right? So if you ever heard the phrase, stop expecting yourself from others, this hit me like a ton of freaking bricks, y'all. When we expect others to act, to think, or to feel the same way we do, we are setting ourselves up for disappointment, right? We are setting ourselves up for disappointment. And we have to remember that everyone is on their own unique journey with their own values, priorities, and ways of expressing love and care, right? And when we impose our expectations on others, we are not only being unfair to them, we are also being unfair to ourselves. So in all these times when I felt like they were hurting my feelings, or that we say, like, don't expect you from others, every time you have done that, I have done that, you have done that, we have as a collective have done that in our lives, right? Then we have been unfair. We have, number one, we've been breaking our own hearts because it's our expectation. The reality of it is nothing anyone else did. It's our expectation of them. Like, my dad complains all the time about his teenage grandchildren not spending time, or these things, when you get to the age where your grandkids or your kids even are teenagers and just don't want to be around mom and dad, don't want to be around grandma and grandpa, they are like, they're hurting my feelings. No, the expectation of what you wanted from them is what's hurting your feelings. They're doing nothing. You were giving them the straw to suck the energy out of you. You were there. You expect them to come be with you. Your expectation is what is hurting your feelings, not anybody else. And that is, again, taking us back to that core thing that we all have to remember, is that we are in complete and total control of our happiness and of our lives. Even in this situation, right? Even in this, when we're seeing that some of these disappointments and some of these things are our expectation of others. Right? When we do things, we should do things with a free heart, saying, I'm doing this because I want to do it, not because I'm doing it with the expectation of. If I do for you, you do for me, right? A quid pro quo. That is not always the case. I think that's something that has to be talked about, right? So, again, when we impose our expectations on others, we're not only being unfair to them, but also to ourselves. So, let's talk about how do we change this lower vibrating, like disappointment, lack of expectation, all of that. Let's talk about the law of attraction. The universal principle teaches us that like attracts like. Our thoughts and feelings create our reality. When we cling to negative emotions like disappointment and resentment, we attract more of the same. When we let go of that and we focus on positive emotions like gratitude, love, and acceptance, we attract more positivity into our lives. By releasing our expectations, we make room for new and more fulfilling experiences, right? You're like, how do I do that? That's what I want to talk about today, right? A lot of these sermons, I can tell you all day long. It's like, yeah, Tammy, that's all common sense shit, right? I get it. I shouldn't expect from people. It breaks your heart. You give the energy vampires the straw, but that's all well and good in theory. But how do we actually go out into the world and walk and practice that? And that's what I've been trying to work through this last couple of months. I'll be honest. Um, I was raised in a family business, and pretty much everybody growing up that worked in or around our family businesses were cousins, aunts, uncles, sisters, brother. You know, it was very family. Like it was, you couldn't quit. You just get yelled at and keep moving, but it was very much family. And so when I created this, I think that it was expectation versus reality, was that I wanted to build what my mom had built with the family, with the understanding that at the time we all wanted to be a part of it. We were all young. It was all of our thing. We were all a part of it. But at the end of the day, that's nobody's dream but mine. And sometimes you can't recreate a moment that was magical like we had at Julie's. Um, that was magical for us. It was one of those like glory days of whatever, it really was. Um, I don't know that if I was, the expectation of it has not been the reality of it at all. And so I am grieving, right? I am mourning the loss of the expectation, and that happens. So let's talk about how do we. That's what I want to talk about today. Like I'm like, okay, I'm going to give a little lesson today. Let's talk about how do I take this idea of releasing expectation, detaching from the outcome, committing to the process, changing the vibratory feeling around things, because this is something that I have a hallelujah amen. There's 3 people watching, that's fine, I don't care. We're losing the expectation of 20 people hearing this today, because maybe 3 of you needed to hear it today, right? And I'm going to be okay with that, because I love the 3 people that are here. I appreciate every single one of you that are here. And so let's talk about how do we let go of these expectations. And here's all the things that I've got, like, what is it, 5 steps, 6 steps I came up with. 6, 5, no 5, just 5. That's right. All right. So, number 1, self-awareness, right? That's what hang on. Sorry, y'all. Self-awareness. Recognizing when you are imposing your expectation on others. This awareness is the first step to change. So it's the noticing up. We've talked about this before, right? Self-awareness. I sometimes feel that my self-awareness sometimes is at a self-deprecating awareness, where I am so aware of where I kind of contribute to my own bullshit, right? Anybody else ever feel that way? But self-awareness, number 1. The noticing of, recognizing when you're imposing it, because you can't change something until you recognize it, right? What was it that G.I. Joe said? Knowing is half the battle, right? The knowing is half the battle. So awareness, right? Self-awareness. Recognize when you're imposing your expectation on others, and this is the first step to change. Second step, right? We're going to accept it. Understand and accept that everyone is different. And that's where I'm at. I worked through that this weekend, this self-awareness. I started recognizing it the other week, and I've been working through it. Accepting it, right? Accept and understand that everyone is different. Their journey is not yours, and that is perfectly okay. All of it is of God, or none of it is of God, right? So notice it, accept it, and then we talked about this last week. Raise it, raise that vibration. So after you notice the thing, you accept the thing, right? You accept it. Everybody has different things. It's all good. Then you focus on the positive aspects of it, right? The gratitude comes in. This is where you go to the next, first I noticed it. Then I had to accept it. This is just what it is. Now I've got to find gratitude and raise that vibratory feeling of that, right? Up to that grateful level, that gratitude. Focus on the positive aspects and of your relationship and what you appreciate about others, right? Maybe you don't have the same thoughts and feelings about everything, but what are the things that you are grateful for, that you appreciate in the relationship? Because God didn't bring you this far to bring you this far. And these people that are in your path, they are here, right? This shift in focus can help release all the negative experiences and expectations and raise it to gratitude, right? Even things that you think that are not working out for you when you go through this is a great little step. This is what I kind of my process. Um, and then I find the gratitude in it, right? Like this person might not be here, but God, they were great for that season, right? Y'all know that Grace and Liz are no longer here, and I've really been like heartbroken about the expectation, and I could see like this is what I imagined and the expectation what the business looked like with them in it, and them doing the things that I dreamed that we were all going to do together. um and I released it, and I was like, I'm grateful for what they brought to the table. I'm grateful for the time that they were here. Um, every person who has worked here or has been in the business here, I didn't mean to do this. That is gratitude. It's the acceptance. It's the releasing of the expectation. And I'm going to be honest, like the first two steps are a lot of this, right? Are a lot of like releasing the expectation around it. And there are a few people, like even with Red leaving and going to take this other job. I'm very grateful for that, but I'm having to notice, accept, find the gratitude in it. And then we move to the next space, and it's communication, right? And that's what I'm really bad at sometimes. A lot of times I really think about, this is just probably a lot of y'all, I tend to um, feel uncomfortable expressing what my needs are because I want everybody else to be happy. But in this process, right, I've noticed it, I've accepted it. I am grateful for the experience, and I'm releasing the negative feelings around it. And not all tears are sad tears. Some tears are releasing tears. We're in that full moon energy right now, releasing so that when the new moon comes in, we can manifest. I'm making room. And a lot of us are probably feeling this real big, like, release energy right now. But communication, this is where I wrote down I have to express my feelings clearly and my needs clearly without expecting others to read my mind or act in a certain way. I assume, right? And that's one of the four agreements that we should not assume anything. And whenever I'm in this moment, right, a lot of us, we assume others. We assume others, especially if we're talking about expectation, is the expectation and the assumptions we make because we expect others to know, right? And that is very much one of the four agreements that I try to live by that is a no-no, right? It says, number one, take nothing personally. I take everything personally lately. Number two, always do your best. I always do my best, but maybe my best is not always great. I have not been giving myself credit for when my best ain't shit. Because you got to accept it good and bad, right? You got to say, I'm always doing my best. And some days my best is bullshit, and that's okay too. And I have not been able to live in that right yet, right? I'm trying. It's a process. Number three, don't assume anything, and be impeccable with your language. And I have not been, whenever I am focused on my four agreements, I'm pretty much in flow. But we're getting there, right? So gratitude, focus on the positive aspects of the relationship and what you appreciate about others. This shift in focus can help release negative expectations. Communication, express your feelings and needs clearly without expecting others to read your mind or act in a certain way. And then the fifth part of this is about self-love. It's cultivate a strong sense of self-love and self-worth. When you love and respect yourself, you rely less on others to meet your emotional needs. And so that is something that I'm working on. I've been out of the practice of looking myself in the mirror every day and saying, I love you. I hope that each and every one of you are out there doing your self-love practices, right? Good morning, good morning, good morning. But whenever you are working through, right, the law of attraction, let's talk about it. This principle teaches us and that like attracts like, our thoughts and our feelings create our reality. When we cling to negative emotions like disappointment and resentment, we attract more of the same. When we let go, we focus on positive emotions like gratitude, love, and acceptance, we attract more positivity into our lives. By releasing our expectations, we make room for new, more fulfilling experiences, right? Again, 5 steps. Self-awareness. Notice that you're doing it. Number two, accept it. Accept it. Say, recognize when I'm imposing my expectations on others. This awareness is the first step I have for change. I accept and understand that everyone is different. Their journey is not mine, and it is perfectly okay. Um, I am grateful, right? Focusing on the positive aspects of our relationships and what I appreciate about others. This shift is going to help me release my negative expectations. I'm going to communicate. I'm going to express clearly my feelings and my needs without expecting others to read my mind or act in a certain way. Everyone is free to choose. If you're not choosing it, you're changing it. You're choosing it. If I am miserable, I am choosing it. I have to be able to change it. These are ways to do that. And then fifth and most important is to love myself. We should all cultivate a sense of self-love and self-worth. When we love and respect ourselves, we rely less on others to meet our emotional needs. Um, Now, I'd like to hear from you. Community, have you ever struggled with these expectations? Who out there has struggled with expectations? Expecting others, expecting something from others that just never came, right? I read something. We're going to do a little meditation and visualization here today. We're going to talk a little bit more. We're going to pull our card all the damn time. I hear you on that one, right? You expect a certain expectation and then people don't meet it, and then you get mad at them, right? And but you realize that it's your expectation that's breaking your heart, nothing that they did, right? And that's really hard for people to get their head around, is really taking that much control of their own happiness, their own reality, their own world. I am someone who is practiced in the art of self awareness, practiced in the art of right, and it's something that is definitely a practice and something we have to work on a regular basis. Um, how do you handle it, right, Elizabeth? What do you do when you struggle with expectations? I want to know, what do y'all do with all the things we talked about this morning? I want to know what your thoughts or experiences are. Please drop them in the comments. It helps. It's more fun with friends. Something that you say is going to relate to somebody out there watching today more than what I've talked about. Um, we are going to, I had an expectation of what this all looked like. Um, and it's really not really an expectation. Um, I had an expectation of how we get to the end. I know what the end looks like. Like I told y'all this before, whenever I went through my Reiki attunements and level one Reiki, there's some pretty intense meditations and attunements that happen during your Reiki training. Now, everybody's different, but the first Reiki one was profound for me. Reiki 2, I am still, I think, acclimating, and I may even audit that again because I was in a really weird headspace during my Reiki 2 attunements, and I felt very blocked, and I didn't feel very open to receive. I struggled with. I did not see the symbols like I needed to. There was just not that I had let go of the. I'm letting go of the expectation of it, but I really did kind of struggle um, taking the second level attunement, acclimating that, or what's the word I'm looking for? Heather, help me think of the word. What is it whenever you the period, whenever you're the acclimation period, I guess it is. I just level 2 is weird, but level 1, when I tell y'all I saw how this all looks, and I don't know if maybe the universe was like, you ask for it and I'll take it. I'm still working through that. Um, but since I have seen it and I know what it all looks like, I know what every book is titled, all of that stuff, because I asked specifically. I'm like, I am working really hard and I feel like I'm on a treadmill, and I need you to like let me see that this is all for something. Like what I'm doing has a purpose, because I'm tired and I want to see what you have in store for me. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, am I doing the right thing? And it was kind of like I've talked about. Like it's kind of like whenever on the Matrix, whenever Keanu Reeves goes, I know Kung Fu now. When I came out of that one meditation, I was really like, I know how it looks. I know what happens. I know that it's all going to turn out right. And I don't know if that's been a blessing or a curse. I feel like maybe I asked for what I shouldn't have asked for. My iced coffee, my weekly iced coffee. Um, But uh, I know what it looks like, but I think the expectations that I hold on are how it looks getting there. And the universe never showed me any of the people that were there whenever it was. I wanted to do that too. I thought about wanting to redo the attunements as well. But I think we need to do some practice. Maybe we get together and do a little level 2 practice. That's interesting. Honestly, I ended up going through bouts of depression that lasted from a couple of days to weeks. I come out on the other side realizing it was all due to my expectations, but only to repeat the cycle again. Yeah, and that's what I want us to start doing, Elizabeth, with these practices. Is that I want us to create the whole idea of the TAMunity and the community in these Sunday sermons is to lean in. So that when we are feeling, I have been MIA. Y'all know that. Whenever y'all see me go silent, I've been trying to do some posts and to come back. And I'll be honest, Angie's been doing a lot of those. But I get that. And so the process here is for us to, it's just a reminder, right? It's about holding ourselves accountable, right? Holding ourselves accountable, recognizing when it's happening. And then every time that it happens, it's going to get shorter and shorter and shorter, right? The more we stay in our practice of self-awareness and self-love and meditation and devotional to the universe, and we stay connected to community and source, I feel like these things work their way through. So we're going to do a couple little things. We're going to do a little 5-minute, a little meditation. If y'all are game for it, can I get some thumbs up, some hearts, some whoop whoops in the comments? It's just a meditation and visualization to help us kind of calm our energy. And then we are going to pull our crystal affirmation card, and then we'll go for the day. We're going to be a little early today like we were last week because I'm staying on topic. I'm so glad that you are there. That makes me very, very, very happy. So if you all can get a little, take a little deep breath, right? Take a deep breath, kind of get yourself in a comfortable spot, relax in. Because to close out our sermon today, we're going to do a little meditation and visualization. And then once we get done with that, we're going to do our crystal card. And if anybody wants to share in the comments after our meditation, you can. But if you'd like to, we're going to do a little short meditation and visualization exercise to help us let go of expectations. So if you can find a comfortable position, I'd like you to do that. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Take 2 more of those deep cleansing breaths in through your nose. And then exhale really big. If you need to sigh it out, you can. And with each of those deep breaths, just kind of feel your body getting a little softer, shoulders kind of relaxing, muscles unclenching, your brows softening. And as you get comfortable, and as your body gets soft and relaxed, I want you to softly close your eyes and imagine yourself in a beautiful place. I want you to feel light and free. Picture the expectations that you've been holding on to as small stones in your hand. So all of those things that you have been holding on, the expectations of others, the expectations of work, the expectations of life, expectations even of yourself. I want those to be small stones in your hands, each one of those. How full are your hands right now? Collect all of those expectations up in your hands. And as you have them all there, I want you to notice how heavy those are. How heavy are the expectations that you carry around every day, like little stones in your hands? Now, another deep inhale in. Another big breath out. And one by one, release those stones. Let them fall to the ground. Feel the weight lifting from your shoulders. And then visualize yourself surrounded by love, surrounded by acceptance, surrounded by positive energy. Take another deep breath in. Out. And without those stones, without those expectations weighing you down, in this place, surrounded by love, acceptance, and positive energy, feel how light and free and happy you are. All is well. All is of God. All is of love. All is of light. Take in another deep breath and out. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Come back into this space that you're in and feel the freedom of no expectations. Feel the freedom of pure love, of pure acceptance, and of pure positivity. Know that you are blessed. Know that you are protected. Know that all is well. And when you're ready, if anyone would like to share how, if they felt the difference in just releasing those stones and releasing that weight, I would love, love, love to hear your experiences in the comments from that visualization of just taking yourself into some deep breaths, gathering up the expectations as little pebbles in your hands, and just throwing them out. My sister did this meditation where she had all of the expectations and all the things that were dragging you down. It was like a rope on your leg, and it was all the stuff was like on the shore of the beach, and as the waves came in, it was pulling those things out, and you cut the rope and you allowed all those things to be washed out to sea and like taken away. I changed it a little bit to make it stones that you could actually throw yourself. So if you are struggling this week with these expectations, Elizabeth Clark, I'm going to pull yours up and use you as an example, right? She said she goes through bouts of depression, which is because of expectations, right? So Elizabeth, when you notice those things happening, I want you to go through these steps. I want you to be aware, because you know that you feel it coming on. I want you to accept and understand that everyone is different and their journey is not yours, and that's perfectly okay. I want you to be grateful, focus on the positive aspects of your relationships and what you appreciate about others. The shift will help you focus on get rid of those expectations, communicate clearly what your needs are, right? And then give yourself a lot of self-love and know that you are worth being respected. You are worth having love, and you rely less on others to help you there, right? It'll break that cycle quicker. And then if you need to do this meditation, this little visualization, super easy for anybody to do. You can guide it yourself. It was 5 seconds, right, of doing that. That's how easy it is, right? Search YouTube, meditation to release, self-love meditations. Find ways to meditate in the marketplace. When you're feeling down, find ways to find yourself back in, to get yourself around people who are uplifting and helping you in those things. Heather just said it makes for a much more fulfilling time this weekend. It was so hard to get here, but throwing those pebbles away took it all away, and I can enjoy it. I love that. The expectation, right? Y'all give some big love, sow some hearts in the comments on the thing. Heather's mom, who has been struggling with after her stroke, was on her boat this weekend. I was so glad to see those pictures, and Heather was driving that boat around. I was so very happy for you and your family. I am going to put this hair up. It is hot in here, and this hair is driving me bonkers. Y'all have not seen it down much for the reason that it's just hot and heavy. Um, so I'm just going to pop that up out of my way. Um, so we're going to pull our crystal affirmation card today in regards to this. There's a couple of big announcements. If you're in the hippie page, okay, so Moonstone popped out, just jumped out at us. So we're going to read Moonstone today. Moonstone popped out at us. That's our crystal affirmation card for the day. Moonstone says, live your purpose. Moonstone, live your purpose. Let's see what Moonstone has to say today. That is our crystal affirmation card. More Jesus, I feel mature now that I meditate. So thank you, man. Options for spiritual growth, become the observer. I love it. Yep. I love it. It's like the hawk, right? You can see your life from up here. It's like the who, what, when, where, why. Release the emotional stuff around it. I love that, Norma Jean. All right, Moonstone. We're on this full moon energy right now too. This releasing of expectation. That's a great releasing opportunity. If you want to, now the full moon energy is here for another day or so, go out and write those expectations down that you want to release and burn them and throw them into the transmute. You can transmute those through fire to the universe. So this card today, Moonstone, says, life is a journey. We each have a unique calling to find our own way along a path to a more purposeful life. It is time to discover a deeper meaning within yourself and ensure the actions you take and the choices you make are in fact intentional and purposeful. How can you make a difference? What can you contribute? What is your legacy? Follow your heart as well as your conscience. Just like the moon waxes and wanes, you may feel at times as though you are getting closer to and then further from your true purpose. When you know you walk the path towards the highest purpose, you feel fulfilled each day and every day. So when you know that you're walking the path towards your highest purpose, you feel fulfilled each and every day. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. I love that. You got the pool action going on. Our core questions this week: why am I here? What is my purpose on this planet? What would it feel like if I were living my highest purpose? Ooh, interesting. Those are big questions this week, y'all. Why am I here? What is my purpose on this planet? What would it feel like if I were living in my highest purpose? And then your crystal affirmation this week, your affirmation for your morning affirmations. I walk my path with purpose. I walk my path with purpose. Today, write down 3 things your life would look like if you were living in purpose. Then take actions towards one or more of these values. Moonstone. All right. I want to thank you all for joining me today. Remember, letting go of expectations is a journey, and it's okay to take it one step at a time. Make sure to embrace the present moment, appreciate the people in your life for who they are, and always stay true to yourself. So Norma Jean says, Sagittarius full moon energy with Moonstone. Yay, Moonstones are beautiful. They are beautiful. They are beautiful. We are going to start doing full moon and new moon things here at the shop. We'll be broadcasting those things that I wanted to do. I had stopped doing some of the things I wanted to do because people were not showing up. But the universe says to continue to be consistent. And if you build it, they will come. And I have been hearing that for a while. I heard that before I opened up the page. I heard that before I opened up the store, and I'm hearing that whisper again. So I am going to release and detach from the outcome and let go of the expectation, commit to the process, live and walk in my true path, right? I walk my path with purpose. I hope that you will walk your path with purpose. And until next time, my trippy hippies, as we always end these lives, I want to, number one, I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. Whether it was 3 people or 30, the people that were supposed to hear it, heard it. And whether you watch this today live on May the 26th, or you watch this live on, replay on May the whatever in whatever year, whatever timeline you find this on. But until next time, we're gonna end this with a little peace, with a little love, and with a little feast. And as always, y'all, until next time, I'm Tammy. Stay elevated, and I love you all. Have a great day and happy Memorial Day.